Let's do it. What is up, everyone? We're doing the same thing as last week. Trying to make sure that this face, basically works. I'm going to be taking it down into rough shapes, moving it along, and just making sure that I keep everything consistent, because I noticed before that the lines and tattoos on his face weren't, and moving him as I wasn't really working. So I'm going to do a rough with some keyframes underneath, and then do the tie down on top. What up, Tom? And also I got Hashi with me. Yay! Okay, let's get into it. Let's do it. But yeah, sorry, Hashi, what were we talking about before stream started?
Yeah, so I kind of wonder, like, what do people even use Discord for if you aren't like arguing with people, right?
True.
We started talking about this because like we're in this call, and right next to where it says like VC, there's like a timer, and we're like, what is that for, right? Like, who is that for? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, what do people even use Discord for? Because like, I'm in some like other Discords, and like no one's ever in call unless they're all doing something. It's like, there are only two types of people I know who will just sit in call and kind of wait for somebody, and that's like people trying to argue and people trying to do something else, and they're gonna do like a call together, if you catch my drift.
Oh, but, wait, is that like the
dog? I know people who've like admitted to doing sleeping calls where they hop in call and then just go to sleep.
What?
Like, yeah.
Oh, that's not to oust anyone who might do that here, but that's some codependency shit.
Yeah, I'm like, dog. They're not real. Like, I'm sorry. Like, they ain't real, dog.
Yeah. Also, hello Taransu, how you doing?
They ain't real.
I mean, to be fair, I used to use, and still do use, Discord for mostly work. So it might be useful to, like, track, like, working time.
Oh, yeah, like, oh, I've been in this call for this long, yeah. But, like, I don't know, to me, Discord's, like, the ideal argument platform, 100%. If they had, like, matchmaking, oh, boy, we would be in business.
You'd be challenger, easily.
Sure, go on. I was actually talking to someone else about this, like how you'd have to do it, and the way how I described it is like you'd have to like have everybody judge a debate every so often, and it's like paying your dues. But like then like the issue is I think that people would just create new accounts and not do the judge role.
Yeah. Also, judging can be so hard at times, I feel.
Yeah, but you could always have it be like concession not rendered, judgment done by a third party, judges score, like how like, you know.
Yeah. And
ideally it would all average out. Ideally.
Okay, well let's get the debate discourse going with some good bots. Naruto and Ichigo saying Bankai on TikTok, please. Oh yes, at some point soon. I use Discord.
Watermark it.
Yeah, I use Discord mainly for like announcements and just chatting to people. Okay, nice. What announcements? What up, Shizue? How you doing? Glad to see you as always. By the way, I'm doing this circle to like track the like main part of his nose and how much that'll turn. I'm still maybe turning it a bit too much. Are you still in many debate servers? I mean, apart from obviously Surfs.
I'm in a couple. The problem I see with like the like anime debate community or like the fictional debating community, or whatever, is that like there's like one crowd that's like, okay, it's really stupid that we talk about anything fictional. So if you're not talking about, if you're not like using it as like a guise to talk about like philosophy, you're stupid.
That's odd.
Yeah, and it's like, well, why aren't you just going and debating about philosophy? And it's because they don't want to actually learn about philosophy. They just want like a cheat code, effectively, right? They want to it's like, oh well, you don't know about like ontology, therefore like Ichigo beats Naruto. Well, now I win.
That seems like it just seems like such a weird thing to do. Is it because they just want to get like weird wins on people?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, it is. It makes them feel better, because like for whatever reason, and you can, like 90% of the community, you can apply this to, but no one actually wants to talk about like Naruto.
Why?
It's just how it be, and this is a Naruto thing, right? I'm not saying like, oh, well, it's just Naruto. It's like, if we're talking about anything, like comics, cartoons, anime, manga, so many arguments about them aren't actually, hey, I consume the media, this is what I think. Here's my evidence, whatever. So many arguments, like this, like lion's share of the arguments are all trying to excuse why you don't need to read it.
What? That's absurd.
Comics are so inconsistent. We have to go author by author, issue by issue. Therefore, whatever you say doesn't matter. Outside of the verse, we know why this is the case. No, like, if we're talking about Naruto, well, obviously no one in fiction can be faster than light, so Naruto isn't faster than light. We know the guidebooks are hyperbolic. You can just keep running down this list, but so many arguments are specifically tooled, whether intentionally or not, to avoid talking about the material.
That seems so odd. That seems so, like, counterintuitive. Like, why are you even bothering to debate anime stuff at that point?
Well, if we're playing like a fighting game, right? Well, actually, we wouldn't be playing a fighting game. The point, I guess, the better analogy would be if we're going to play a game against each other.
Yeah.
And you have like this rich history of playing fighting games. You're a frame counter. You have like that like almost like ultra instinct, like intuition. You can kind of like figure out any honest character in a fighting game. That's the actual term, by the way, honest character. But
okay.
That's like a character who doesn't cheese people. That's
I assumed so. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, but me, I'm just like a generalist. Well, I'm not going to play a fighting game. You're just going to beat me every time in it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick something that's not a fighting game. Or something that's like adjacent to it where I can cheese you out.
But, yeah, I get, but why not just play okay, I don't like playing fighting games. Let's play an RTS because I prefer RTSs. Or something like that.
Because then you get stomped by the people who are good at RTSs.
So you just constantly are terrible at everything you play.
Yes. You are just, if you know how like there's like the skill polygons where it'll be like a hexagon, you have 6 stats, and it'll show you like inside of it how specialized you are if it's like really sharp,
Yeah.
It's there's like this phrase like jack of all trades, master of none, but
yeah.
They're just every time they like quote unquote respec to go into Naruto, they're specking into everything besides reading Naruto.
Seems so silly. There is this one guy actually I've seen who's like getting a lot of TikToks suggested to me, who like talks about weird Naruto takes, and he's just like screaming at the camera. Don't know if you've seen him.
Yeah, I probably have, but I don't really watch TikTok, but I've probably seen it by accident.
Well, I've been suggested it on YouTube a lot.
Oh, alright.
Sorry, Dr. House vs. Grey's Anatomy. Ooh, Dr. House, easy.
Yeah. That would be funny. Actually, I can't spoil it because I was trying to sell this video idea to someone, so I can't say it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's kind of the problem. And I don't mind what I do, where it's like, oh, hey, I sometimes help people write stuff, but it's like, sometimes I have ideas I want to talk about,
I feel that. Oh, Talons who says, when do you think you'll be done with this project? You've been working on this for a long time. Honestly, whenever we get the money, that's when we finish it. I would hope in the next 2 years. I'm really hoping for a release at some point, like even a 5-minute release, some point before the end of this year. That would be amazing. Because there's really not much more to do on this 5-minute release I have planned.
I think what would be cool is if it wasn't actually 5 minutes, but it's like 5 minutes 45 seconds.
Yeah.
No, wait, no, I'm not saying add more, but like at 5 minutes it stops. No, I'm saying at 5 minutes it stops being like all cleaned up, and it slowly devolves into sketches.
That would be quite cool, to be fair.
And then you have like the Patreon, like, hey, this is how much we've gotten done. If you like it.
That's actually a good idea. That's pretty good. 2 years, yeah. I mean, we've been working on this for, God, 8 years. I think it's been 8 years.
It can't be 8 years.
I think it is. I graduated university in 2019. I started on this project, I think, in my second year of uni, which would have been 2017. No, 28. Yeah, 2017, 2018. No, it's 7 years. Okay. To be fair, I was expecting around like 8 months to 12 months. Well, I mean, if we get the money and there's enough workers, potentially. But I think...
Yeah, we talked about this last time.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
really does depend on how lucky we are with
yeah.
talent as well.
Well, it's kind of wild. I actually have something coming up tomorrow that I was going to mention, but like I've been working on my blog for 5 years.
Damn.
And even that doesn't feel like anything compared to Discord time. Like,
yeah,
yeah, Discord time is really wild. Like, I don't know how many people in the chat actually use Discord or like actively use it or in communities, whatever. But like, whew, there's like no sense of time.
Yeah.
Like, the period where everybody was in Seth's server, even though it was really short, it was only like 2 years, that feels longer than
agreed.
a lot of the eras we've had since then.
Yes, I very much agree with that. That was, honestly, even though there was some shady shit that happened at times, that was some of the best times. Like, seeing everyone in the server jumping in, being like, hey, what's going on? And people are just...
Yeah. You say what you want about him, but like his policy of like, do not mention other servers, do not link to other servers, do not advertise other servers was high-key genius.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're in like a server now, right, you're in like anybody's server, right? Let's say you're in my server, right? You're probably in a million others. So if I ban you, trash has to go somewhere. You're just gonna go somewhere else, right? But when you're like a guy who installed Discord just to go argue in Seth's server, and you're only in there, getting banned is like, oh, the app is like useless for me now. You didn't know there was like a whole like debate community out there. You didn't know there were other Discords out there. And even if you were part of like one of our like expeditions to another server, right? Those servers were dead compared to Cancer Station. Like, that's no replacement. So
not to mention, really there was it always felt like you were all part of the group. Like, okay, we're gonna raid this place. We're gonna.
Oh, okay. Well, it was like. It was raiding, but it wasn't raiding. Yeah, because like raiding is like an actual like offense on Discord. We were just like, all right, we're all gonna join here, and we're just gonna all hop in call. It's gonna be like a Dragon Ball Z thing where we all just sit around watching.
It was really fun.
It was, yeah.
And usually it would be that like people had been invited anyway. Like it'd be like, okay, we're having this debate. Let's do it in here. Yeah.
Everybody's going to spectate. Yeah, that's actually like. That's something that Discord like explicitly talks about you can do. Like, yeah, it is fine if everybody's joining to watch something. Like,
yeah.
But like raiding is like harassment.
Yeah, so. That's fair. Oh, sorry. 2 years. I was expecting. Hi guys. I was, or maybe a part 1 or part 2 deal. Maybe. I do feel like once the 5-minute release is done, we'll be able to pretty quickly do the rest of it, because there's bits that have been completed in like separate places, so it's all mismatched. That's why we're doing this 5-minute thing. So we've got 5 minutes of chronological stuff, and then it will be just filling in the holes of what's not finished. My friend doesn't believe in canon multipliers because he thinks multipliers are unreliable, since there's no way any character in fiction quantifiably knows how strong they get from point A to point B. Also, hey Alpha.
That's what we call a knowledge claim, yeah. Like, it's also an appeal to absurdity, because, like, the whole premise of the technique is that you get that much stronger, especially for, like, Kaioken, right?
True.
And we see it with, like, the Scouter, we see it backed up in, like, guidebooks. It's just, like, there. It's also, like, the premise of the Frieza fight, too. Like, we get percentages from Frieza. Frieza talks about how he's measured his power level, all that stuff. Frieza's whole existence is based on restricting his power. And it's like, I don't know. I definitely don't think multipliers are everywhere. I think that's a really regressive thing that people spread, where they think everything's a multiplier. Like, for instance, I think KCM could just be plus 50 power, whatever a power is, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be a multiplier. But no, that's just a knowledge claim. It's a very degenerative argument. A fun counter argument is to ask him, well, then how much stronger is Super Saiyan?
True.
And why? And then ask, well, why couldn't Super Saiyan Goku beat or Super Saiyan Kaba beat Super Saiyan Vegeta, right? Like, you can just keep like posing these types of questions where it's like they don't actually have a framework. They're just trying to degrade another one. And that gets us back on topic. Wow. Yeah, they don't want to read Dragon Ball. They just want to say, no, you didn't read it right.
Why don't people want to read these medias, though? They're great medias. Like...
Oh, okay. So I think there's a couple factors. I think one of them is like the kind of like nerd ego. Where it's like, alright, I read Dragon Ball. I know it pretty well, you know. I'm the shit, you know. Or like, in most of the time, it's like, well, yeah, but you're not like a true weeaboo. You're not watching 5 fall animes and 5 summer you know. But like, okay, yeah, I'm not a weeaboo, but I still know Dragon Ball really well. You know, you guys wouldn't know it as well as I do. And then when people are like, okay, so what do you think about, like, the statement about Inside Buu, where it says that, like, Ultimate Gohan was, like, the same strength as he was outside? And that kind of proves that, like, Kid Buu over Buuhan.
Yeah.
And then instead of being like, I didn't know about that, let me go read that, they're like, well, I don't think that's true, because, like, I don't think the guidebooks are canon, and yeah, you know, rada. They don't want to actually go back and read Dragon Ball. They want to have read Dragon Ball. And even then, sometimes they don't actually want to have read it. They just want you to be wrong. I was having this discussion on Reddit a month or so ago, and someone asked about a certain quote, and I'm like, "Yep, that exists. That's a real thing." And someone replied to me, and they're like, "No, it's not." I'm like, raised eyebrow. I'm like, "Yeah, I've read. I'm the one who found it. I've read it. It is definitely real, and it says exactly what the OP thinks it says." And instead of being and I haven't linked it yet or anything, but instead of being like, oh, okay, you know, that's a very weird thing that you were the one who found it, but whatever, he's like, well, it might exist, but I don't think it's true. And then he goes on to, like, try to, like, devalue every kind of material published.
The heck? Why? Like, being right is not that worth it. Like...
Yeah, and I'm like, towards the end, too, I'm like, you spent all this, and by the way, he didn't understand it was from like a magazine, right? He didn't understand that. Or well, it's like a magazine that would publish stories sometimes too, but he didn't understand that, or like even think of it. So instead, he spent all of his time trying to like shit on novels and like the rule books.
Okay.
And I'm like, you spent all this time devaluing those sources, and it's not from either of them. which shows you haven't even read it. You're just trying to preemptively get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then he blocked me.
That's so, like, that's so slimy, just blocking you afterwards, like, yeah, this guy's right, fuck it, I don't care, he's wrong, I'm gonna stay right.
So, it's just like, I don't get it either, like, and this goes back to, like, another thing, too, it's like, I don't get why you would get into something, you're into Dragon Ball, you're into whatever, and then you don't want to read more of it.
Yeah. By the way, sorry about my, camera always freaking out because my phone's about to run out of battery. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, because like there are people who I know, or I see on Twitter and stuff, where they're like, "Well, no, I want like mysteries," and it's like, all right, here's like the great box of mystery. We don't know what's inside of it. Are you interested yet? And the answer is always going to be no, right? Because no one actually wants that. They want like a solvable thing.
Yeah.
But then they get mad if people solve it, and it's like, well, what were you gonna do with it?
I wanted to have the glory. I wanted to solve it. Me.
Well, they just assume it's like unsolvable, and
yeah.
Like I said, it's like the no more thing. It's like, well, they think they finished the verse, so it's like, well, no one knows what's inside the box, and I don't. I'm an expert, and it's like, I know what's inside the box. Here's a quote.
Also, I might be the expert. You're not.
yeah. I'm the captain now, right? But instead of being like, oh no, I was wrong, whatever, they're like, well, that doesn't count, you know, rada, and it's like, okay, clown.
Yeah.
You're the whole circus, so like, chill out.
I wonder if people do it because it's like a way for them to be an expert in a thing. They think that's the thing they can be, and there's like an ego thing of wanting to be an expert, but they can't.
It's 4chan, so take it with a bit of salt, because you can always play the card like everybody's playing a character, no one's being genuine, right? But on 4chan, what happened was, and this is like a Warhammer thing, is so in 2012-ish, we started getting ebooks, which meant that novels didn't actually have to be scanned in anymore.
Yeah.
They could just, so they were like being more widely pirated and therefore widely available. We had digital rule books as well shortly after, which meant the day they came out, they were uploaded.
Okay.
Plus or minus a couple hours, right? And so all this information is available to people, all of it, and no one read any.
That's quite funny.
So we hit like July 2017, and like 8th edition comes out, most popular edition so far by a wide margin. And because of that, more people are playing it, more people are into it. And what started to happen was people on like Reddit, on YouTube, mostly Reddit though, would do like novel summary, where they read the novel, summarize what happened, all the cool points that happened in it. They would still miss stuff. Yeah, they would still miss stuff, but this was still like infinitely better than like hoping someone would update the wiki page about the book.
Yeah.
Right. And so all these people who thought they were experts who weren't reading anything, and this is on 4chan because they thought they were like the shit. They're like, okay, we lost badly. Like, you know, we're getting, even though they were reading the wiki pages that cited novels, they had to come up with a couple. So they're like, all right, so the novels aren't canon, even though they are. And yeah. And so people started pointing out how, like, even stuff they say is, like, wrong in, like, the rule books. And they're like, alright, so everything published after this date isn't canon anymore.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then you start to point out, like, oh, no, well, here it is in, like, the older stuff, too, right? Like, it was always there. And they're like, well, it was always bad. And it's like, so what are you even a fan of then, right? If you're just, like, like, you just like the idea of it. You don't like the actual thing.
Yeah. Well, that is very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, I even made like a flowchart for it too. So the argument is so predictable.
Yeah. I actually did all this red stuff on the wrong layer. That is really annoying. I hate when that happens. Okay, fine.
Could you imagine what it would be like having to animate where like each frame is actually like a different project in Photoshop?
I did that once. Shit was ass. Don't ask me why, but
I almost did. Well, I almost did that. I was gonna animate. I was talking to you about. I was making a token for D&D. I was gonna make like, a small like lightning gif.
Yeah, I remember that.
I already knew how I was gonna do it too. I had all planned out. Yeah. But I was like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. it is a lot of work. Oh, actually, sorry. I'm just gonna take the shape of
like
this.
Even. Like, what's like the bare minimum for it to look all right? It's like what, like 15 frames a second.
I like guess you can. Depends. It depends on like
what it is. Yeah. Because I guess like lightning would look better if it was like rough. You know, like.
Yeah, especially if you do it like how would I do it? Probably like a big streak like this, then a flash with something else, and then.
Oh no, it's gonna be like an aura around a character. But,
oh, okay.
Yeah, but
I mean, you could even do that with 3 frames repeating, like they did in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but there's still 3 pictures I have to draw and make sure they're all centered and compile it into a GIF. And I probably, even if it's 3 frames, I probably have to repeat it a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Well, the 3 frames you get it to like continues to eternally. Wait 1 second. If you could have a full 24 episode special animated feature of any fictional character versus the Kira case, who would you want it to be? I think that's more for you.
Ooh. Well, the problem is that, like, the Kira case itself isn't actually that interesting. I know that sounds bad, but, like, the Kira case is basically solved in, like, what, like 2 episodes? It's just that they can't actually prove it's light. Right. And the whole game is, like, can L actually prove it's light, even though basically everybody knows it's him? You know, right? Like, I think it might be a couple more episodes. It's like the whole take a chip and eat it, I'll prove I'm not him, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, he's like suspect number 1 almost instantly.
Yeah.
It's not like you find like a dead body and then you have to like track it down and then you find like a layer that's like booby trapped. It's like, no, So that's like a very hard question. I think I think it'd be more interesting seeing like how the Kira case would interact with other people who aren't solving it. Like someone mentioned House earlier. Like, how would House deal with someone who Kira's killed with like a heart attack? Where like looks through like their whole medical history, breaks into their house, and then determines they should have never had a heart attack.
True. That would actually be quite interesting.
Yeah.
Something like House doing that. That'd be really interesting. Obviously, I'd like to see the Winchesters fuck him up.
Oh yeah.
And figure it out like instantly and be like, we don't need due process. You're fucking dying, bro.
Yeah. We're not cops. We don't need due process.
You could do 12 frames per second, true. How far do you think Naruto and Ichigo each get in Dragon Ball Z? Here's what I said. They'd probably clear DBZ if you take their higher interpretations. They might squeeze their way through the Battle of Gods arc. Ooh.
It's a speed argument. It's 100% a speed argument. Because, like, even if you say speed equalized, it's like, alright, so, like, if you assume, like, Boo is, like, uni, which I think is a fine argument, it's like, alright, so how does he deal with Erasure? Oh, wait, he doesn't. You know?
Yeah.
So, problem.
Well, when you say Erasure, who are you thinking of that is doing that to him?
Naruto?
Yeah, I thought you were, yeah.
So Ichigo doesn't have Erasure, like, what?
Well, it's just more because of the whole truth-seeking orbs that they attack you on, like, a spiritual level as well, even though most of their attacks do anyway, but then, obviously, most things in Bleach deal with existence erasure, in general, like, a lot of their attacks.
I wouldn't say it's Erasure, per se, it's just you're attacking them on a more fundamental level. Like, Erasure is something different, like, as weird as it sounds, you could have, like, spiritual rocks, and we could, like, break those, and it could all look physical, but it's all really a spiritual attack. Erasure is, like, that thing is completely gone. Like,
yeah.
Gone.
Fair. I thought the truth-seeking orbs did erasure, though, because they attacked things on that level. Am I crazy? Am I dumb? I might be stupid.
They're stated to erase things. They're stated to be more fundamental than, like, particle style.
Oh, wow.
Then we also see they, like, destroy Minato's arms as, like, an edit 10 thing. When we see his soul, they're also gone.
I thought that was because they said it was attacking his soul directly, though, rather
It
than,
is.
like...
It is. Well, it also destroyed his physical arm, too. Like
yeah.
So.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Is there something that just attacks his soul? Oh, yeah, there is. The like, Reaper hand.
Yeah.
Just at you.
There's a bunch of things that attack just the soul in Naruto.
Yeah.
But then,
it's
considering
really
the kind of nature, the kind of energy chakra is, it should always technically be attacking your soul regardless.
It's...
Because it is
I'd
a
have to look at that
energy
Yeah, but sometimes it says, like, mental energy,
Yeah.
but I think that's just wrong. I think it's a mistranslation. I have to check.
Isn't it stated Boo can regenerate from literally anything?
No. Because he didn't.
True.
Like, not only did he not, but it's like a plot point when, like, Good Boo is fighting Kid Boo, that if Good Boo keeps getting his ass beat, he's just gonna die.
Yeah. Okay. We're probably only going to do this with, like, a few frames. And then, like, leave it as, like, a bunch of in-betweens for whoever does clean up and color. In advance, I'm sorry to that person. Hee hee, tee hee. But I get to do that. Because I'm the boss.
Well, yeah, I also had someone on Twitter today, they're talking about a character, and I'm like, well, this is how it actually, this is what they actually, like, their motivations are, or whatever, right? And they're like, is that from a newer book? I'm like, yeah, it is, right? And he's like, oh, well, I'm talking about the older version of the character. I'm like, the art you posted is from a book written by the same guy that was just written a few years ago.
That's quite funny.
Yeah, and I had to, like, I was basically explaining to him, like, the idea of the character you have is, like, completely made up. None of that was ever true.
How did they take that? Did they block you again?
They eventually hit me with agree to disagree because it's about if the character
Agree
was
to
like a
disagree?
Christian or
Oh.
not.
Okay.
And I was like, well, there's just no way they could be.
Yeah.
Both in universe and like if you think about it for like a quick minute. Because this character is like an immortal, they're really old.
Mhm.
And so they would have been there for when all of like the original stories that were then taken and made into the Bible were told.
Hmm.
And even if you were a very devout person, you have to know that some of those stories are way older than Judaism.
Hmm.
Like just matter of factually. And so it's like it'd be like if you like read the comics for like Marvel, like when they came out, and then you watched like the movie, and you're like, oh yeah, the movie is like the true version, right, guys? It's like
Yes.
no, it's not like no.
But it is. What do you?
Yeah. Oh, or was it? Oh, I was thinking of this one where I was thinking of that scene from Captain America where Bucky's talking about how he actually like read The Hobbit when it came out.
Oh, that's quite cool. Oh,
Actually, Lord of the Rings, you might be able to argue the movies are like the true version.
True.
But, like,
wait, how could you argue that? Actually, more true than the books.
you could argue like kind of like cultural impact type thing.
Okay.
Like it's kind of like transcended it. Then you could argue that about Marvel too, but like the issues that like Marvel keeps going back to the comics.
Yeah.
Like Lord of the Rings is like actively trying to expand like outside of Tolkien's original work.
Yeah. Okay, I think I have this ready. This turn. I'm gonna have to make sure I keep his, like, cheek to not collapse. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, agree to disagree doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I
It's
hate that shit.
concession.
I've always... Yeah.
Uh,
Concession accepted, King. Doesn't have a soul since there's nothing pointing to him having one. I don't believe this, though. You could argue Boo doesn't have a soul.
Boo?
Yeah.
He definitely has a soul. That's how he can come back as a oob.
Yeah, true, true.
What?
And if you take Daima, he's technically a margin, so he does have a soul?
Well, he's a Majin in the main canon too, but like
Yeah.
in Daima they like expand it.
Yeah.
What?
that one almost got you.
Yeah, you can't prove Boo has a soul. It's like what? That reminds me of like the diamond weighs like 5 grams per pound or whatever, and it's like, what does that even mean? I don't even know.
That's quite funny. I'm just gonna make sure I get this ear right as well, even though it's off screen, because technically he is moving this way still. I think the rest of that I can sort out with the thing. So let's see the timing of this. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit because I do not like the curve of that. Again, I'm just like trying to put in the rough shapes. Also, isn't this song good? Oh, love it.
Oh, this is God damn it! It's like,
Hmm?
I was gonna reply to this person because they were saying something, but like this was under a retweet, and the post is like from March, and I'm like, I can't just like necro post.
Do it. Necro post. Who cares?
It's like you're not
You can do
even
whatever you
asking what I was gonna argue about. Yeah, you're just like, get him. No, it was about prosthetic legs, and I was gonna explain to them that you know the legs that are like bent, like it's like the
Oh,
blade or
yes,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, those have actually been found to be unfair in running.
Yes, I've
They
heard that.
return to. Yeah, I was gonna. And they're asking why does that character have that type of leg and not like a when attempting to just be a, prosthetic leg.
Hmm.
I was gonna be like, well, those legs are actually technically better than normal legs for running, so they're a runner.
True.
As well.
I would.
I'd probably have multiple legs. I'd have like a backpack.
Okay, you're turning into Urgot from League. I like it.
Different strokes for different folks. Literally, I'm gonna be giving those foot jobs out like 24/7. You already know.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to think of like a different strokes.
No, I like it.
Yeah, I was like,
no, I laughed saying, "Oh my god," because I like that joke. You'll actually think Luffy could actually end up with a kid just like Naruto and Ichigo finally completing the big three fathers?
Luffy's like asexual though. Like the baddest woman on the planet
True.
worships the ground he walks on and he doesn't care. Like,
and that's why I hate that show.
Someone said that I'm quoting a tweet when I say it, because someone was saying like, oh, Luffy would never pull a girl. It's like, dog, like the hottest woman on the planet worships the ground he walks on. Like,
yeah.
Like...
That's why I hate that nibber. Right. Some men have it all. The women worshipping them, being able to turn anything into rubber. I'm just a hater. I'm a Luffy hater.
Yeah.
Didn't Boo go to the afterlife to run Fade with Goku?
Yeah, he teleported there, yeah. You can teleport to the afterlife, it's just... In order to like go through like, the reincarnation process, you have to like actually have a soul and die.
Yeah. Oh, whoops, wrong thing. Accidentally brought up the wrong window. Don't worry, it wasn't anything incriminating. Just other work. Oh, are we getting a new video from you soon as well?
Oh yeah. I've been kind of hammering away at the same script. Currently, like I said, 5-year anniversary is tomorrow, so I've been doing blog revisions for like the past couple of days.
Nice. Wait, the 5-year anniversary of your blog, like, or is it something else? Okay.
Yeah. I've been working on it for like 5 years. That doesn't mean, obviously not like full time 5 years, but like it's been up and being updated like once a month ish.
That's still cool.
I would have started it earlier, but I really didn't want to at first, and like Nairobi was actually the one to convince me.
I'm glad they did. What is your blog on?
Oh, it's like a whole like document that details like Warhammer's cosmology.
That's cool. I like that.
Because like, even now people try to like, I use this word a lot, but they try to obfuscate it. Like, you know how we were talking about how like people don't want to read the thing. Well, they'll try to like explain why you can't know, won't ever know, even when you're like posting.
I just retort like, just because you don't know doesn't mean I don't.
Well, yeah. I've done that too, but like, and I talked with Naya about this too, because I don't know if you knew, because like Naya is actually getting into writing like in college.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and I asked him because I've had this argument a million times. So I asked him like, hey, in college, have you like in your class have you actually talked about like the concepts of like unreliable narrator, and what was the other one? And flowery language.
Yeah, I'm sure they definitely have.
Yeah, but I don't know if they actually talked about it or if it was just like read the chapter and we're gonna presume you know what that means, right? You know?
Yeah.
So I asked him like, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, at any point did they say that if something is said with an unreliable narrator or flowery language that we can extract no truth value from it?
No.
Yeah, he said no, that's not what that means at all. I'm like, well, I figured, right?
Yeah. That's also not how
So the
stories
people
are
argue.
written. Like, It's meant
Yeah,
to
yeah,
inform
yeah,
some form of truth.
Yeah, yeah, and the argument typically goes like this, right? There'll be a quote, and then someone's like, "Well, that's not true because it's said with an unreliable narrator." I'm like, "Can you show it's wrong?" Because at the end of the day, I agree. Every character could be wrong, right?
Mm.
Any character could hypothetically be wrong,
Mm.
but that's not what unreliable narrator is actually in practice. What it is in practice is this, like, we took like someone who was scared of sharks and we had them describe a shark.
Mm.
And then because they're scared of sharks, that, like, hearing their description, that would tell us more about them. Like, what kind of fear is it? Why are they scared of it?
That's true.
Because they're giving this biased commentary about sharks. Like, oh, they're killing machines. Oh, that's why they're scared of them.
Yeah.
Right. But to these people, it just means anything and everything could possibly be wrong and is wrong when I feel like it.
Yeah,
And
that's just like a very disingenuous way of like looking at it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it
And
also
I
depends
also-
on the argument they're using that to like make, if that makes sense. For example, if they're trying to say that this character is just wrong about this interpretation of a thing, let's say it was the shark killing machines thing, and like the whole story is about sharks being good.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it could be that they're like not actually, and that is the unreliable narrator, and they are proven wrong.
Yeah, yeah, but this is like a statement is made in a book. It's never actually shown to be wrong, right?
Mm.
Like, here, I'll read one for you. This comes up all the time.
Okay.
Horus, shouted Russ, hear me. Horus replied so loudly warriors on both sides stumbled and clutched their ears. I hear you and defy you. Horus's words echoed down from the aeons, coming from a place beyond time and space. This universe will burn as countless others have burned before it. There can be no victory against chaos. If you cannot accept its power and its glory, then you shall die. End quote.
I mean, okay, how is he an unreliable narrator in that circumstance?
So because he's using chaos at this point, that means that like chaos is like tricking him apparently, and that none of that is true, and he's actually just lying to Russ.
I don't think so.
And the evidence for this is that I'm making this sound terrible on purpose, right?
Yeah.
But the evidence for this is that every book uses an unreliable narrator.
I don't think
Therefore,
it does. But okay.
Yeah, I mean, same, right? But, you know. And so, I'm like, okay, so if that's true, where do we get this character moment from Horus where he's shown to be wrong about this? We never happened. In fact, there's a character moment in an earlier novel from two separate people who aren't talking to each other, where they both hear that chaos is going to, like, destroy the universe, and they're like, that can't be true. And then they literally get proven wrong in, like, the same scene. And it's like, and so like this being like a natural extension where it's like, no, not just the universe, dog, like other universes. It's like very obvious narrative progression. But these people don't read anything. They have to like excuse the quote, which is unreliable narrator. You can't prove it's true. Mind you, they don't understand how claims work either.
Oh my god.
So they think, so they'll say, well, that's not true. That is a claim. That is a claim.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so why isn't it true, right? Well, an unreliable narrator means that you can't prove it's true.
What? No, but,
And then
but the burden of proof is on them.
Yep. Good job, Omar.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, you'd have to show it's wrong. And then they'll say, well, I don't think it's wrong. I just don't think it's true.
Okay.
And I'm like, can you show it's not true? And then it's like this big loop where they don't realize that the burden is on them, like, indefinitely.
Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, sorry, I've got to read some chat.
Yeah.
Still holding on to hope. We might see Old Man Yuji run the fade with a bunch of aliens. Think Madara v Shinobi Alliance type action. Yeah? Who's Old Man Yuji?
I mean, ideally, yeah, the old man trope is always good, but, like, the issue I kind of have with, like, Yuji is that, like, you can't do his gimmick twice. And even, like, Yuji's gimmick is, like, old in Shonen. where it's like, oh yeah, I'm in this verse with like a really cool power system, but I don't use any of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't have any hacks. I'm just like big strong. Like what?
That's always the coolest power. To be big
No,
strong.
the coolest power is like the Renegon or something. Get out of here. Like,
True. Well, to be fair, I say that, but I'd much rather be Naruto than Sasuke, for example.
Sasuke's got some like if I'm like using these powers on the daily,
Yeah.
Sasuke all day, baby.
I mean,
All day,
maybe,
baby.
but I'd love to have like a bunch of clones that can just do whatever I want and throw a Rasen Shuriken and stuff and have all my inner
Sasuke can make
things.
clones too.
Yeah, but not
Sasuke-
as many.
He makes like 8. Like, what are you doing that you need more than 8 people for?
Hey, I could build a city. Like, I need my 1,000 clones. Like.
Yeah, but you have to tank all that fatigue when you release them, though.
Yeah,
You
but that's part of my
die.
power as Naruto.
So you also want like his like weird
Yeah,
stamina where
yeah.
I mean if you want 100 clones you can, but I'm gonna like actually just start mind taxing people. I'm a Tarasu
True.
kind of people.
Susanoo.
Like, you've spited me for the last time, squirrel. I'm a Tarasu.
You know what? I'm just gonna teleport to another place. I feel like it.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, peace.
I would say somebody gets canceled. I can't say it. I'll tell you after the show.
Okay. I still don't get Death Battle's argument of the TSO negating soul regen. Just because Minato doesn't have the ability to regrow his ghost arms, that doesn't mean others who actually have soul regeneration can't. That's true.
The Edos are supposed to be able to regenerate, but his arms are like completely erased.
By the way, sorry to interrupt. Alpha said Omar needs the clones to finish its animation. Honestly, true. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want Omar to just do it all by himself, because then it's just an Omar animation.
True.
You see like all of his like habits.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, he keeps drawing Ichigo like this weird way. Actually,
He's
it's
putting
the right way,
E's in the ear instead of like, you know.
but-
Actually, an E in the ear isn't that bad of a technique. That's a
No. It's more
Okay,
the
see.
I think the thing that I'd be afraid of people seeing is like my timing being very similar all the time. It's very because animation is a lot about rhythm and feeling
Yeah.
rhythm, and my rhythm is very similar for a lot of my cuts.
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the thing that wouldn't be as great. How much of an amp do you think Ichigo gets from Horn of Salvation? Vasto Lord made Ichigo went from getting blitzed by Resurrection 1 Ulquiorra to dog walking him when he went to Resurrection 2. That's true. I personally
Pretty
don't
big
know.
amp though. Yeah, I mean, well, it's like. So, I'm not trying to be pedantic, but this is like it's a real problem.
Go for it.
In elementary school, they would have us do these boxes, and these boxes are like simple algebra, where you have one number go in, one number go out, and you have to decide what the operation is that did that, right? So, for instance, if a 5 went in and it became a 10, times 2.
Yeah.
But it could also be plus 5.
Yes.
And especially if like it's like 2, right? It's like 2 goes in, 4 comes out. Is it 2 plus 2? 2 times 2? Or 2 squared?
Yeah.
And all of those, in this one instance, yielded a 4. But if we put a 5 in, the results start to vary pretty fast.
Yep, makes sense. So what's your argument with that? That we just can't really tell what this addition in strength is because we don't get.
Yeah,
any
you
other...
just have to say he can surpass that gap.
Yeah.
You can't you can't determine if it is multiplying his strength, if it is adding to his strength, if it's a proportion even.
I mean, all we can say is that maybe his Resurrection 2 for Ulquiorra is 10 times. Well, his Resurrection 2 would be what 100 times because it's 10 times 10.
Could it? What if it's actually not as big of a boost?
True, it might not be, but it was like implied to be equal to that of a Bankai on top of it.
So it's like, and even then, like the Bankai statement is like combat ability.
Yeah.
So it's like it gets really messy really quick, especially for Bleach.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to draw these lines right. But I don't know. We can at least know that it's an addition of some sort to be more.
Yeah,
than,
Like, it does make him stronger, but like, you know, it's by how much, right? And it's like, well, we can determine like a ballpark, right? But like,
To be fair, I need to read it again, like do some proper figuring
Yeah.
out. And then like Horn
I've
of
been meaning to
Salvation.
do that too.
Horn of Salvation on top of that. I don't know. This is probably a question for Clyde and Seth, in all honesty.
When I first went through Bleach, like it was like a year or so ago now, I was talking to Saiboshi about it. Do people care about Bleach spoilers? I know we're talking about Horn of Salvation, but can I talk about Bleach spoilers, I guess?
Let us know in the chat. Are we okay with Bleach spoilers? I'll let you know in a sec. Whilst we're waiting for that, I'm not sure you guys. Not sure if you guys play Hollow Knight or Silk Song, but the way people draw Homet vs how she actually looks, like gives me the same whiplash every time. It's just so.
That's been on my Twitter feed quite a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it's like, like I get what you're going for, but like, come on.
Yeah. Okay, so Sizway says it's good, and since Sizway has #1 next to that name, and Alpha's saying spoilers, yeah, let's go for it.
Alright, yeah, we're going. Alright, so spoilers. When I was watching it with like Saiboshi, because he wanted to, like, we just watched like the Blood War up to the point it was at, right? Which was right before Core 3, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And what he said was, it was like, we were talking about it, and it's like, if Ichigo had like fully accepted like the hollow powers, he would have just looked like the one hollow from the flashback with Ishin.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've always thought about that. I've always thought like Horn of Salvation's kind of like a midway cop out of buff stacking with that, like using his hollow powers.
Well, there's also an argument to be that he's like balanced it out, and that's why he only gets part of the horn, because it did seem to like meld properly with his Reaper soul powers, and then obviously the fact that it was initially mixed with his own dad's Reaper soul powers. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Ichigo's power system is just like a mess. I remember Tekking did a video on it ages ago, like when the manga first ended, and I was like, what the hell? Look, I watched it, I remember anything. Well, I guess I kind of did. Like, I remember asking, Saiboshi at the time, like, yeah, what's like a Quincy? Explain that.
Space like soul Nazis.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, they just like, but no, his power system is an actual mess. Like, but that is like, to be fair, that is like something that could happen that would be like an RPG character I would make. Like, I remember I was gonna be in a campaign with someone, I forget who was the DM, but I was like asking them, I'm like, so half elves are a thing, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, so this is like a half elf, like water elf. Like, what does that mean about like your parentage, right? And he was like explaining it, like it could be like any one of these things. I'm like, well, what if I want to be like half elf, obviously, but like half like water elemental? There's a water elemental race in D&D.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you could be that. I'm like, okay.
Sweet. Hell yeah.
Or like half elf, half Triton, which is like fish people. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, yeah, so Ichigo's just our D&D character, or...
Yeah, he's just like a D&D, yeah, he's like a... Well, actually, I have like Quincy Blood, Soul Reaper powers, and Hollow powers.
Yep.
And Fullbring powers.
So is that all Aizen was doing? He was just trying to make his own D&D character, but in real life?
He was kind of... Aizen was kind of min-maxing, yeah. I've been noticing that a lot. Like, a lot of some characters do just, like, for lack of a better term, do speedrunner skips, right? Where it's like, alright, we're gaming the power system here. And that kind of leads into a tangent I wanted to go on about JJK, because, like, Binding Vows could have been so cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, imagine if, like, you went to use one, like, Yuji goes to use his first one, right? And he gets teleported to, like, that room from Full Metal Alchemist with Truth, and he has to, like, bargain for it.
Yeah. That would have been dope.
And then, like Full Metal Alchemist, at the end, he, like, realizes the gimmick, and he's like, I sacrifice all of my jujitsu to do it. He's like, you win.
Yeah, no, that would be... Oh. Yeah, no, there was a lot of wasted potential with JJK. I am excited about the new season, though. That looks really good, the trailer.
Oh, the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm still not. I thought you meant, like, the space stuff. I'm like, oh, no.
No. The CSM, the Chainsaw Man stuff as well looks really good for the movie.
Yeah.
I want to know where I can watch
it. I never got into Chainsaw Man.
Really? Why?
That's dead. Like, PJ was being really annoying about it. I'm like... And he was also annoying about JJK, too, and then JJK ended up being, like, dog water.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's a shame, because I do think Chainsaw Man's probably better in terms of story. In terms of animation, ooh, well, that's a hard one. Probably JJK though. They've done some seriously good stuff with quite a low budget as well. It's like really good directing, really good production, it feels like. But I'm probably wrong, because I remember actually loads of people complaining about how tight the production schedule was and a bunch of other things about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So once I've got these 3 major frames in, it should be easier to do. Okay. And because his ear goes like that, just kind of eyeballing it there. And then there's just going to be a bunch of like smaller changes in between, not too many of them.
Man, this is such an easy fucking post to make. What the hell?
What is?
Give me a second. So someone said, quote, English as a programming language sucks because the computer can do things that are barely describable in natural language. By using English, you are willfully nerfing yourself as an engineer. If you ever wanted to be one, of course. Some don't, and it's fine. Just don't delude yourself. And so I just quote tweeted, I'm like, Adeptus Mechanicus posting here. and it's gonna do well too. I know it is. It's gonna be like, that's there's literally lines like that in novels that I've read where they're like, no, like binary is what you gotta speak in.
I love that. What up, White Fox? Finn the human, normal gear vs Maki and Toji full gear. No planeter scaling for Finn though, to make things fair.
Yep. What even is normal gear for Finn? Like, it's like a sword? He probably has like some crazy speed feat, but
is Jake his normal gear as well? Like,
does he get the Jake suit? Yeah, the Jake suit's kind of busted. Yeah. That's actually kind of like weird. It's like when he wears the Jake suit, Jake actually doesn't have control. Finn has control. It's like, what? Has
anyone watched Aka 13? I can't remember the full name of that one. I have no idea what you're on about.
Yeah, no idea. I don't. This sounds weird, but I don't watch anime in the sense I'm not like, all right, where's an anime I can watch? I watch something if I think it's gonna be good.
There's a few recent ones. They've been really good. A few the ones that I've seen recently. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, like there's a Digimon movie I think everybody should watch, even if you're not like a Digimon fan.
Okay.
It was so good that they made like another movie that was essentially the same plot but without Digimon.
Wait, without the Digimon? Why?
So the guy wanted to make it as like an original movie first, and they're like, no. And so he's like, alright, Digimon, let's go. And then the movie's like actually good, and they're like, okay, you can make the original one now.
That's crazy. Okay. I kind of want to watch the original as well now.
Well, the original's called Summer Wars. You've probably seen it before, but...
I haven't, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called Summer Wars, and that was what he wanted to make, but instead he had to make the first Digimon movie, Our Wars game.
Interesting. Aka 13
and then it's actually good.
Inspection Department. It's this one. Never heard of it. Is it good? Do you recommend it? Okay, stream is almost done.
I'm actually ratioing that one guy who I was like arguing about that one character.
Good. Assert your dominance.
That's what you get for saying agree to disagree.
Yep. Never agree to disagree. Take your concession like a man.
Yeah.
Just a bit of say that's just concession accepted. Just go full Discord on.
There are some times where I've just started cutting promos on people on Twitter. Like, unironically, I'm like, all right. The Nigerian nightmare is awakening. You're ready for this.
I came to ask that from you guys. Oh, yeah, no, I ain't watched it. Being a normal dude visiting Mars in 40k sounds like the most annoying thing ever. Imagine walking down the street and some Mechanicus dude starts preaching to me about how my flesh will fail me.
I mean, well, they're right. I mean, there's actually a really good fan fiction I read about a guy who got turned into a servitor on Mars. Like, it was actually really well written.
Ooh, okay.
Made me mad because like I remembered it a few months later. I was talking to someone like, yeah, there's this really cool story. I'm like, oh, it's fan fiction. I'm like, go like it fits in perfectly. You know, it's just fan fiction. You know?
They should be
like,
better at like hiring people who do that sort of thing, or like taking their books and making them canon.
They used to do that. You used to be able to send in stories to what it was called Citadel Journal, and then it was Inferno, and they would just like buy the story from you.
That's cool.
Now they do open submissions every year for Black Library.
That's cool. Anyways, but the MC from the anime looks similar to Sanji, some black suit and cigarette. Oh, okay.
That is a combination of items that people can have. Yeah. I agree. yeah.
I mean, maybe I'll watch it for you and report back to you, let you know how bad or good it is. One ridiculous anime I decided to watch was that time I got reincarnated as a vending machine. Strangely good. Hit the dopamine in all the right ways. I loved it. Also, incredibly stupid.
The time I got reincarnated as a sweatshop animator making an isekai anime.
Oof. No, that one would suck.
You know why the titles are so long, right, Omar?
Because they're light novels. Well, no. Why aren't they?
Well, it is, but it's because they don't have in Japan. They don't do like genre tags. Like over here, if you go on like Archive of Our Own,
yeah,
there's a tag for everything on that website, and it's great. But over in Japan, they don't do that, so you have to basically like say like what they don't have like an isekai tag.
That's so interesting.
Well, they didn't originally. They probably do now, right?
Yeah.
But so they had to like write that time I got reincarnated as a.
Yeah. Interesting. That's actually quite surprising that came from that. Okay, so I'm gonna stop streaming a sec. We've got our three key frames, and then we're gonna animate in between for them. I might do some off stream depending on how many donations we get. Please give me money. But yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then this one will be done. Actually, I'm looking at the eyebrow and how it changes shape a bit too much. No! Ugh. Okay, no, I gotta do this before we go.
I always forget that in my DMs, Surfbone is named Dumbass.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can rename people on your like for like locally, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's a Surfbone's Dumbass.
Guys, he really is his #1 op.
What's funny is like I've sent like screenshots of him to people where like I got him with like a Ligma joke and they just immediately know who it is because it says Dumbass.
Oh no. Oh, my poor Surfbone. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this eyebrow's thickness. Let me just do something real quick. Thicken my eyebrow. Same here. Got a like a bottom edge to it. Show that it's got some thickness. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. Actually... Oh, I hate when I do this. Okay, let's make this go like here. Because his eye's getting a bit too small on this side. because of that. Okay, okay. Let's put it like here, put that there. What's so funny?
Oh, that's a dumb post. I'd have to explain so much for it.
Okay, fair. Okay, got our lines. Need to unlock that. Okay.
I'm gonna have a question for you when we go off air, by the way.
Okay. I'm ready for it. I'll obviously stick around for a little bit, but not for too long because I've got Japanese as always, and I did badly this morning, so I need to do more today.
Have you been keeping up on the Pokemon news?
Oh yeah.
The new megas and stuff? Yeah.
I don't keep on top of any Pokemon news.
I can't blame you. Pokemon's kind of going down the pooper, but...
Is it? Hasn't been going
A
down
little
the pooper for ages?
Well, yeah, but like I think its real decline started in Gen 6.
Okay.
Because they're like, okay, we're making it 3D, and everybody's like, yeah, oh yeah, finally, right?
Yeah, because everyone loved Pokemon Stadium. Pokemon Stadium was great.
Yeah, it for like you can obviously say like up till like, I get why they kept on like home console or on the portables because it's like, oh, pocket monsters, you bring it with you, right? That's fine, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I think they should have done like a mainline-ish game or like kind of like Legends Arceus, but on like the Wii U, but the Wii U flopped.
Yeah.
So, in hindsight, they were like, okay, so Gen 6 doesn't have that many Pokemon, and it's like, why? And it's like, well, like original Pokemon. And it's like, well, we had to make 3D models for the 700 something Pokemon, future proofing, right?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool. Gen 6 is still cool, you know, X and Y, very solid games. Kalos feels kind of small, but whatever, right? You know, Pokemon Z will surely make it big, right? Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, really good remakes. Some of the best remakes they've done. Fixes a lot of problems Gen 6 had, you know. And so you're coming up on I think that, and then we get on the next year, and it's like, all right, where's Pokemon Z at, Game Freak? No Pokemon game came out that year.
Why?
So Game Freak, in their infinite wisdom, decided to take their A team. So there's an A team and a B team. The A team makes like usually the mainline game. The B team will make the remake, and then when the A team is done, they go to make the like third version. So like Crystal, Platinum, Emerald, White 2, Black 2.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of saying, hey, make Pokemon Z, they said, alright, A team. So we can't just be making Pokemon forever. We're gonna try to make a game to surpass Pokemon.
Okay.
And they failed.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. You know, who would have thought, right? And so they're like, okay, so Gen 7, Pokemon Sun and Moon, and we're gonna shove in all the stuff we forgot from Kalos in there, which included stuff like Zygarde.
I have no idea what Zygarde is, but I'm guessing that's like a Pokemon.
The Z legendary weapon. It's a green snake thing.
Okay.
But then so they shoved it in there, and yeah, and then that's also why like the Gen 4 Gen 4 remakes probably should have been delayed like till Switch, but yeah. And then they cut the national decks, which was also stupid, and they cited the same reason they cited Gen 6, and then the Pokemon games keep being bad. So
that's not good. You don't treat your like main franchise like that.
Yep. People have been pointing out that in the trailers for Pokemon Z to A, some of the buildings are just flat boxes. There's like no depth to them.
You know, that's a economical production.
Not buildings like in the background, like LOD, right?
Yeah.
But like buildings are right next to are just
that's epic.
PNG.
That's really good production. That is. That's smart.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I've been talking to one of my friends, Trent, about it, and he's like, "Yeah, the more I hear about it, the more faith I lose in the game."
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, to be honest. Okay, I've actually realized I need to make his nose on this bit actually go down because it comes close to the camera. Whoops. Just move this and then we'll end the stream.
Oh man, that looks so good.
Is it food?
Yeah, it's a
Wait,
meal
wait.
from KFC 2009. Add a cup of potato wedges, a drumstick, a chicken sandwich,
Oh.
2 more, I think those are 2 chicken tenders, a biscuit, and some mac and cheese.
Ooh. Ooh, that does sound good actually.
Bro, I would eat anything all day. I would demolish that.
Oh, I've now got to figure out how the frick I want to do this. Oh my god, this stream is taking too long because I'm bad! Okay, it's fine. Okay. I just gotta resize this a little bit. It's fine.
3,000?
3,000 what?
Oh, I'll have to send it to you off stream.
Okay. Okay, do that there. Okay, there we go. That should work. Now his nose won't jump. Need to change this nostril here. I think that works. Now I'm gonna need to change this nostril and do that off stream. Okay, I'll do that off stream. Right, I gotta go. I love you all. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.